Hello, and welcome to the Herald series of one-on-one interviews with Board of Education candidates. My name is Jill Nosa. I'm the editor of the Glen Cove Herald, and I'm here with Susan Jerzewski, who is one of 8 candidates running for 4 open seats on the Glen Cove Board of Education. So how are you today, Susan?
Oh, I'm fine, Jill, and I want to thank you for inviting me to this meeting, and I appreciate the opportunity to get to know more people in Glen Cove and around the world.
Great. Well, it's great to have you. And if you want to start by letting us know what inspired you to run.
Very simple, the children. I have the slogan and the sign that I designed, and it's all about the children.
Okay, great. And what do you think is the biggest issue facing the district right now?
Getting the children back to school and back to normal. The issue is we've been out of school for a long time. We've tried online learning, and the children have gotten, many different children have had different effects. The parents have been teachers now, basically. The parents were the first teachers, but they weren't expected to be teaching curriculum and to educate their children, unless they chose to do it maybe as homeschoolers. But we need to get back into the regular mode. Glen Cove has wonderful schools. We have wonderful teachers. If we just figure out what's the best way and where our children are at, and each child is going to be a little different. Each age group is going to be at a different level. And plus some of the children are going to be coming back and getting back into the swing, and some are going to be hesitant and uncomfortable and fearful. So we need to overcome all the challenges and do it and get back so they can be the best they can be.
Okay. And how would you keep the taxpayer in mind, including those without children in the district?
I really don't think that's an issue because I've talked to a lot of taxpayers. I'm one of them. I'm a parent, I'm a grandparent, I'm a retired teacher, but I'm also a taxpayer. And everybody's concerned about taxes are increasing, especially people who are retired, also people who are on fixed incomes for whatever reason. And many people have lost their jobs, gotten second jobs, or they've had to take a reduction in pay. Many business people have businesses are ruined or they're not doing quite so well. And I believe in keeping all my business in Glen Cove as much as I can to keep the people here on track. So but the taxpayers all realize we have to educate our children, and our children are our future. They're going to be the ones who are going to replace us in various different jobs. I used to tell the children in school, I taught junior high for over 20 years in 4 different boroughs of New York City. I used to tell the children when they weren't paying attention, when I'm in a car accident and the ambulance comes, and if you're one of the EMTs on board, I'm just going to lay my head back and say, Lord, just let me die here, unless you know what you're doing. And that used to get their attention. So basically, that's what we need to do. Everybody knows we have to, but we don't want to spend money foolishly. We have core competencies that we have to do, as it's right on the Nightline, in the Glen Cove Nightline, circular that they send. Our core business is education. Children come to school to be educated for the future and for now. They also get socialization. We have to keep them healthy, but health is not the core competency. It's something we must do, and we have to do it wisely and well. But they don't go any other place to get an education except home, or maybe some of the after school activities and things, specialized things. And safety, we have to do it safely also. Make sure everybody's safe. We don't want anybody having any accidents. The infrastructure needs to be kept up to date. All those things are important. But when we're putting a budget together and we're planning, education has to be our focus. And are we going to get a payoff and accomplish what we set to do by spending this money wisely on this budget item? I have experience with budgets too. I managed projects in business for the most recent 20 years of my career. And projects have to be planned. They have to have dates. They have to have budgets against it. And then they have to be measured. Did we accomplish what we wanted to accomplish at the end of a phase of a budget, a project preparation? You can always go back and redo something in the beginning. You don't want to complete a project and then find out, we missed the mark, whether it's budget or to specifications or on time.
Okay. And the district is receiving additional funding through the state foundation aid and the federal stimulus. How do you feel those funds would best be spent?
We'll all work on this together. We don't know what the exact solution is going to be to bring our children back into the schools and to do it successfully for all the different children. We have a school board. We have stakeholders in this whole process of educating our children. So school board just one. You have the parents, number one, they're the first teachers. You also have the teachers in the classroom. You have the administrators. And one group that doesn't get sung its praises enough is the secretaries in the school. Schools don't function without the secretaries being there, and they're the glue that puts everything together, as the principals and administrators will tell you, plus the teachers. Besides that, the school board, you also have the community. You have the government, the mayor's office, you have the judge who used to bring kids on trips around the city and let them see, what do we do around here? Businesses like the supermarket, they would bring a group of young school children in, produce department, and show them all and how everybody works in a community. We're going to have to work all together, and the board has to work and listen to one another. We all have gifts. We all want to educate the children, and everybody has a different viewpoint and a contribution to make. Nobody's got a corner on the brain market. Everybody brings something to the table. So let's listen to one another, focus on what we need to do, and let's get a plan out, get it done, and we can do it. We're all up to the challenge. Everybody working together, we can move mountains.
Great. Okay. And finally, why should the community vote for you?
Well, I think I have a unique contribution to bring. I'm a parent and a grandparent of students who've gone to the Glen Cove schools. And I have a little 2-year-old granddaughter who was here for a year. And hopefully she will be here also to get educated in the Glen Cove schools. But besides that, I'm also a retired teacher. I've taught for 20 plus years. I've taught in the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, and Manhattan. And I've taught all different ethnic groups, all different neighborhoods. I'm used to diversity. It's a blessing, diversity, that we can all share our cultures, our languages, and our backgrounds. Besides that, I've also been in business. And I've worked on many projects to incorporate standards of excellence into a company. And basically, by doing it by best practices and standards, you're raising the mark and bringing excellence up. We can do that in the schools too. We also, the other stakeholder is we have other school boards. We have the city, we have the state, we have local communities. Basically, somebody's doing things better than we are in some aspects, and we'll be doing things better in that other aspects. Learn from each other.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.